Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on Starseed Academy. My name is Jenny, and today what I'm bringing to the table, the message that I want to share today, is about the difference between standing in your truth and fighting back. Because there's a lot of both going on right now. And I want to talk to you about what the difference is between the two so that you can clearly decide what resonates with you, because it's always about your sacred discernment, right? You can't just go on someone else's word, a spiritual teacher, me, anyone. You need to decide for yourself, and you'll know when something resonates with you. It's a physical feeling, a body feeling. Sometimes you get chills. Sometimes your heart just feels warm and like expansive. Sometimes it also just really feels like someone is speaking your language. Like, wow, they are speaking my language. Like they get it. Like they understand like the things in my mind. Like they're reading your journal or something. Like you just know when something resonates. And then, so take that and then leave the rest as always. So first of all, it is phenomenally beautiful that there are all of these passionate souls right now wanting to bring their light into the situation that we find ourselves here on earth and with humanity. And of course, that situation is the Great Awakening and the collective mass dark night of the soul happening right now. Now, if you are not caught up in where we're at, like what stage we're at in the awakening, what phase we're at, please check out my video that I just did about the stage of awakening that we're in, because it's going to explain a lot of this very clearly, and this video is kind of like an add-on to that. So, standing in your truth amidst all the chaos, right? Standing in your truth means continuing to uphold the frequency and the vibration that you believe to be the highest option. So, if you believe the highest option that you can choose is oneness, unity consciousness, maybe it's Christ consciousness, maybe it's equality. Maybe it's forgiveness. So whatever your signature vibration is, then you choose to remain and uphold that vibration no matter what. And you share from that place. So the information that you're sharing, the information that you're channeling, the information that you're adding in to the world is very important right now, that it reflects that original tone that you intended. Because there is enough confusion for these poor, beautiful souls that are trying to struggle through their first taste of awakening, or are still in slumber, and all of this is penetrating their dream state. It's very important what you choose to put out right now. And so when you're sharing your messages, your posts, your channeled messages, your services, right? Your interactions at all in the world. And social media is, the world. It's all energy. It's all connected. That you continue to share from the center of that truth. So going back and reminding yourself of what you stand for is very important, so that you are not swayed or confused or brought down by things like trolling, passive aggressiveness, people attacking each other, even when everyone has like good intentions, I'm sure. But when you get brought down, so if your state that you're wanting to, as the lighthouse that you are, shine that light out and have all of your messages align with that center of your truth. And for me, that's oneness. That's my thing. That's what I truly believe in, that we are all one. We are all equal. And we are all divine. And so always measuring my messages and my interactions and my, reactions, especially because it's easy to fall off when you're triggered, to make sure that they are all aligned with that original source of that light. Because if you get pulled down from that into the charade of duality that is so rampant on the planet and in our society right now, if you get pulled down into the duality. And remember what duality is. Duality is any time that there are sides that are opposed to one another. So it's the opposite of oneness. It's separation. And it's like the clashing of the sides, the fighting back, the light versus the dark, that whole scenario and story that is playing out right now. If you get pulled down into that duality, it's very easy to get lost in there. So standing in your truth is not about inaction. It actually takes a lot of energy to stand in your truth, maintain that original frequency in everything that you do, right? So that source connection, when you are connected and you bring that source light into your physical form, into your soul, and then it gets projected out into every single thing that you create or are a part of or are connected to. That's a great deal of work, isn't it? And that original vibration is sacred and it should be protected, but it is meant to be shared. A lighthouse is like a sun shining, a sun brought to earth. And so we are all like the sons of the earth right now, shining our light and our truth on all souls, all beings, not choosing just those that we deem worthy or good or of the light. We shine on all beings, all souls, because we know the truth of oneness, that we are all brothers and sisters of Source, and you see yourself in each person. And they're all at different stages, from sleeping right up to fully awakened, but they are all you. And they are all worthy of that beautiful, sacred message of divine light that you have to share as the lighthouse and as the sun on earth. All souls deserve a chance to stand in the light of day, to experience the sunlight of true unconditional love. So maintain your sunlight so that you can shine it down on a world of shadows. Because at every single moment, a soul is choosing to step into the light. And so it is of the highest priority to keep shining at this time. When you commit to being a channel of that pure message from divine source, the pure message of oneness, Christ consciousness, unconditional love, no conditions, just love every being equally. And that includes compassion. That's a huge part of it, isn't it? But when you commit and do the work, because it is work, to being that channel, anchoring that light into this world, then you stand strongly for others. You are like an umbrella that they can come and find some peace under. You become this oasis of peace in a crazy world. And that is so, so important for those beautiful souls who are doing their best to find their truth. And here you are radiating that frequency, untampered with, steady as the sun itself. You set the example of what is possible. You show a vision of a brighter future by giving people the option of a higher timeline, choosing a higher option than just more of the same, fighting, battling, and duality. It's all very fear-based. Having two sides against one another, how could it not be based in fear? It's not based in love, that's for sure, isn't it? On the other side of what this video is about, so that was standing in your truth. On the other side of that, the fighting back side. So if you choose to be, and once you become something, then that's the frequency that you vibrate and put out into the world, right? So if you choose to become the fighter version, so you've decided that you need to fight back against the other side of whatever it is that you believe that you are. So if you believe that you are fighting for light, then you're fighting back against the darkness. If you believe that you are fighting for truth, then you believe that you are fighting back against the lies. If you believe that you are like a freedom fighter, then you believe that you are fighting back against oppression, right? But if you are fighting in any way, any fight, then you are adding to the polarity, which is duality, polarity and duality, where you have these opposing sides that battle. You are adding to that energy. That's what you're feeding, right? So you're not feeding the oneness, the sun. You're feeding the, I see the energy as like a blanket that's been laid over humanity to assist with their awakening, right? And we talked about that in the video, what stage of the awakening are we at? So it's like this blanket of duality and fear laid over humanity. And the energy is seeping into them to help them. It is to assist with this awakening. But when they awaken, and that's all they see around them, then what higher option do they choose when there are no examples of that? And so I'm saying being the lighthouse and standing in your truth and being that sun that shines down on everyone in that higher truth, they will see that light. This is a lighthouse apparently. They will see, it looks more like a brontosaurus, but they will see the light and they will climb up through that blanket, like climbing up through the blanket of duality to the higher option. And then more souls will follow and more souls will follow. And like I said, there are souls waking up every single moment. It is happening. We are on track. So what are you feeding right now? Because whatever message you're giving, then people that are newly awakened are seeing and hearing and feeling that message. And if you're adding to the fight, which was just the duality, the fight was just this like physical illusion created by the energy needed to create an awakening. Does that make sense? So the energy of contrast, the energy of duality, the fighting back, the light versus dark, all of that is what's needed to shake people up and help them to awaken. Because they need to hit some kind of a rock bottom before they begin to rise. And that's how a lot of awakenings happen. Most awakenings happen that way. So the collective of humanity is going through a dark night of the soul, hitting their rock bottom. And as each soul hits it, they begin to rise up. And they need those examples. The lighthouse examples, right? because they need to climb through imagine climbing through all of that. We are so fortunate to already know all of this. But when we first started, do you remember how difficult it was going through a dark night of the soul and clawing your way back to sanity? Like, oh my God, I have so much compassion for those beautiful souls. I want to be an oasis for them. Come to me like a flock of sheep. Like, I will shelter you. I will help you. I will support you. And then they arrive at your level and you become a community now. Equal, beautiful community. And then that grows and that helps more souls, right? But on this other spectrum, if you continue to identify with fighting, a fight, being a fighter, and no matter how good the intentions are, it is adding to the polarity and the duality and the situation, and affirming for people that they need to be fighters, that there are bad guys and good guys, right? And that's just not the case. We are not here to judge bad from good. We are here to shine down over all beings equally and allow them to, in their own time, rise up to that level. And you are supporting them, like we said before, it is work. You are supporting them through that process. Vibrationally, you certainly are, because you bring everything up to your level by holding steady in that light, like a magnet. And then you're also setting an example, and you're offering something that the world has so little of right now, which is highest divine truths, enlightened energy, enlightenment. True enlightenment is oneness. It is not a battle. It is not taking sides. It is not fighting back. It is seeing over, like an overarching perspective, a higher perspective, seeing what's truly going on and supporting the process. Allow people to have their dark night of the soul. Allow them to go through that. It is so imperative to the awakening process. You can support them with love, but don't rile them up thinking they need to fight against a process that they so dearly need. So with just a small adjustment in your energy, from being a fighter and a warrior in a battle into being a sharer of truths, a source of divine wisdom, an example of enlightenment and unconditional love and oneness, then you rise above the chaos of duality instead of adding to it, adding fuel to the fire. Yes, share your truths. Yes, share your secret information. Some people feel like they have unearthed secret information about forces against humanity. And if that really resonates for you, then you can share that information in a field and in a vibration of love. It can be done. You can share all of your truths that you feel resonate for you so strongly with the world from a place of love, support, growth, like let's grow past this, let's come together as one, without creating an enemy, another side, and something to fight against. Christ consciousness is not weak. It's not weak. It's made of the strongest stuff in the universe. Agape love. Unconditional love. That can't be manipulated. If you hold yourself in this space, hold yourself and your work in this vibration of unconditional love, then your words will always ring true. And souls will find you. And you will be this refreshing, fresh air, fresh breath, this oasis, a sacred, safe spot to land. You are the peace in a world gone mad. shining the light to lead others home to themselves. If you know what unconditional love feels like, then measure everything you do against that. Measure your words against it. Measure your thoughts against it. Stay in that vibration. Keep yourself on track. I love you all so much. We are all so strong, and more of us wake up and join the community every day. We will not be manipulated into taking part in those games. Rise above that. Be the lighthouse. Be the sun. Shine for others and lead them home. Please share this video. Please like this video. I always love when you click like to let me know that you liked it. But please share this video because I feel like these messages are so important right now. And if you haven't subscribed, then make sure you do, because I do these kinds of videos every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, 3 times a week. So subscribe, support me, be a part of the community, become a part of us, because we're growing, right? And we're doing it together, and we all need one another. We each have a piece of the puzzle. So I appreciate you so, so much. Truly, like, your support, your comments are always so cool and interesting. And all of you out there that have been clients, I love you so much. I'm so glad that we're getting to know each other. So many of you have become like fast friends for me. And we need that. It's okay to need support. It's okay to go to one another, especially when you feel like you're losing your center. We help each other stay on track. We remind each other of the goal, unconditional love, the highest option available. Choose that, and others will follow. So if you're looking for more information, more connection with me, just check out the link in the description box. You'll find all kinds of great stuff in there. And thank you again so much. And I want to leave you with this. You know it. We say it every time. Say it with me then. Listen to your heart and the quiet voice within, because you are so much more than the body you are in. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.